Trump's 25% auto tariff, what it means for U.S. automakers and global trade. Michigan, the heart of America's automotive sector and home to major companies like General Motors, Ford, and Stellantis, has been at the center of this upheaval. While the tariffs were intended to boost U.S. auto production, the reality is more complex. Business groups like the Detroit Regional Chamber and Michigan Auto argue that the tariffs disrupt global supply chains, undermining the competitiveness they were meant to restore. Michigan's Governor Gretchen Whitmer has urged the Trump administration to carve out exceptions for the auto industry. The tariffs have already had tangible effects. Stellantis, the parent company of Chrysler and Jeep, announced temporary shutdowns at its plants in Mexico and Canada, leading to temporary layoffs of nearly 900 workers in the U.S. This uncertainty has left many workers worried about their future. Automakers are reevaluating their strategies in response to the tariffs. For example, Japanese carmaker Nissan, more exposed to tariffs than its competitors, has decided to cut Japanese production of its top-selling U.S. model, the Rogue SUV. A study found that the 25% tariff will cost U.S. automakers a staggering $18 billion in 2025 alone. For Detroit's Big Three, Ford, General Motors, and Stellantis, the tariffs could mean an added cost of $42 billion. On average, these companies will pay nearly $5,000 in tariffs for every vehicle built in the U.S. using imported parts and around $8,600 for every imported vehicle. Across the entire industry, these averages are slightly lower, for $1,239 per U.S.-built vehicle and $8,722 per imported vehicle. Even Tesla, known for its U.S. factories, will be significantly impacted by the tariffs. According to Elon Musk, the effects of the tariffs are not confined to America. Global auto exporters, including Canada, South Korea, Japan, and EU nations, are scrambling to contain the fallout. Canada has retaliated with its own set of tariffs on U.S.-made cars, but has not imposed tariffs on auto parts. Europe is also grappling with the fallout, with popular brands like Audi and Jaguar stuck at American ports due to tariffs. Jaguar has planned to pause its shipments to the U.S. South Korea, a major player in global auto exports, has pledged $1 billion in emergency support to aid its automakers. The South Korean government is concerned about potential damage to its industry, which supports 340,000 jobs and includes around 20,000 part suppliers. Japan could lose $17 billion in car exports due to U.S. tariffs, according to the International Trade Center, a UN agency. Slovakia and Honduras have also been flagged as among the most exposed to U.S. automotive tariffs. With tariffs on auto parts set to rise further on May 3, manufacturers may respond with price hikes. Italy's Ferrari has already increased some prices by 10% to offset costs linked to tariffs. President Trump has paused his reciprocal tariffs on some countries for 90 days, but auto tariffs remain untouched. There are signs that this could change, as Trump has hinted at a possible temporary pause on auto tariffs to give manufacturers time to realign supply chains and scale up U.S. operations. However, experts believe a short-term reprieve is unlikely to offset long-term supply chain disruption in an industry built on decades of global logistics. With the May 3 deadline for tariffs on auto parts looming, the auto industry stands at a crossroads. Will these measures rebuild American manufacturing or dismantle decades of global automotive cooperation? Only time will tell.